Hey everybody, what is up? FourthSeraph here, and today we are playing the new DLC for Black Ops 3, and we are asking the age-old question, does it suck? So, before we get into that, let me just say that I have been Twitch streaming a bit recently, so if you want to watch me on there, the link is down in the description, and I usually put up a video on the channel when I'm streaming, so just check out for that, and I stream every Monday from 1:30 Pacific time to about 3:30 or 4:30 depending on what I have going for that day, and same thing on Thursdays, although I did miss today, so if you're watching this video now, sorry about that. I wasn't feeling well this morning, but let's get right into Call of Duty. You'll see some gameplay of all the different maps except for Cryogen. I didn't really have any clips in here that I thought were really worth showing on that map because it definitely came up less than all the other ones when I was playing for a couple hours getting this gameplay. First, let's talk about Rumble. This is a map that I thought looked really cool. I was really excited for. In fact, before this DLC got announced, me and one of my friends were talking about how awesome it would be if there was just like a stadium map in Black Ops 3, where you were just inside of this stadium and you could kind of go up inside and all this different stuff, but it was a small map, and I thought this was going to be that. This looked from the pictures like it would be a very small map, but in fact it is a large map, and it is a map that plays very odd to me. It's kind of boring for what you would think of as the concept, because most of the cool part you don't actually even go to. You can go a little bit in the actual arena and there's some robots and stuff, but to me, if you were more in that part and less just inside in random hallways, it would be a much better map. Also, if anyone else noticed this, Call of Duty takes place in the future by quite a number of years, and there are still men's and women's bathrooms. That seems pretty 1800s backward society to me. So, Treyarch developers, maybe get a little more progressive. I'm just kidding, guys. I just noticed that and thought it was funny because now we're having all these bathroom issues, but they still kept just men's and women's bathrooms in. Overall, though, I have to say this map, not a huge fan. Really didn't like it. I actually, after I played it once and a half times for this video, I actually just quit because I wasn't interested in playing it beyond getting footage of it. I'm already bored of this map, and the DLC isn't even out on Xbox yet, which isn't a good sign. But let's talk about some of the more fun maps. Cryogen, I thought, was pretty good. It's not super designed, it's not super crazy or cool or anything, but it plays fine and it's pretty good. The maps I really want to talk about, though, are Berserk and Raid. I will start with Raid. Remake, Empire, it is very good. This is a beautiful, beautiful map. Like, I cannot even tell you guys if you haven't seen it. Like, it is, I think, the best looking map in Black Ops 3. It is amazing. It plays great. It plays really fast, which I like. I hardly had any trouble finding enemies ever. I think there was one time where I kind of went on the opposite side of the map from the hardpoint and went a little bit without finding an enemy, and that was the only time. Every time you're close to enemies, you're in combat. It's not a boring map at all. It is very fun. It plays very well, and it looks amazing. The only thing I thought was a little bit odd about this map is quite a lot of the, like, second story landings. They have them in a couple different places, but they're ones you can't actually get on, and so there are quite a lot of invisible, walled off places on this map, which I thought was interesting, why they wouldn't just put some type of other wall or do some other aesthetic thing to make it pretty clear, because I feel like it could be a little bit confusing if you had never played Black Ops 2 Raid before and you don't know the map, which the majority of people have done that, but I just thought it was a little interesting, some of the design choices they did on some of those balconies. Now let's talk about Berserk. This is a super cool map. It's designed really fun. The snow makes it super awesome. I think of any of the snow maps, this is the look they should have done. It really is kind of like a blizzard. It's really snowing. It's kind of like a Viking feel. There's some cool wall running spots. The main reason that I like this map, though, is that even though there is that wall running spot on one side, you can just jump it, and you guys know, because I've talked about this before, I'm not a huge fan of the wall running. I don't really like it. I don't so much mind the exo jumping, although I would like to have a Call of Duty again one day where it's boots on the ground. I don't really mind the jumping so much, but I hate being forced to wall run. And so the fact that this map doesn't really have any forced wall runs is awesome. Although it does have one forced exo jump, that is pretty much it, and that is nice. It's pretty easy to get around and flank on this map, and a lot of action takes place in the middle. This is a very fast-paced map, but you can still go a little bit without seeing someone if you just need to get health back or take a little bit of a break. Similar to Raid, this is a beautiful, beautiful map. It really does look amazing. The snow effects are really cool. All of the detail in the map is just awesome. I felt like I was almost playing a different game because it puts you so in the atmosphere of this map. It really is awesome. It's great for shotguns, for snipers, for assault rifles, for SMGs. Pretty much any type of weapon can be used on this map. And you can really get back and hold them in your spawn, or in their spawn, if they are not good, and if your team is good, which makes it nice. But at the same time, if you are a competent player and your team isn't as good and you kind of get pressed back into your spawn, there are enough outlets from the spawns that you can still get out and flank easy. This happened in the first game that I was playing on Berserk. My team was completely incompetent, which is actually pretty surprising since it was one of the first days the DLC was out. But I was still able to flank quite a few times and go on a decent kill streak. I got a couple kill streaks and did a few nice kill chains and such, and still had a pretty decent game, which is surprising because in most maps, if your team is absolutely terrible, you're maybe doing okay at best. But this map really allows you to get out there and play kind of by yourself and not rely too much on your team, which I like. I played Uplink on this map, and I believe I also played Domination. And both game modes work pretty well. That middle area is always crazy and hectic and fun, and it makes it just exciting to try and get out, maybe practice some sniping, practice some of that quick scoping. This is a perfect map for it because you can pretty easily predict where they're going to come, and it's a great place to just go and get like 1,000 points in a couple seconds. If you have combat focus or something, their whole team is very likely in that middle part, and if you can do really good, you can just completely turn the game around. Anyways, guys, let's give this a rating on a scale of Pokemon Go server crashes to finding a Charizard out in the wild. I will give this map pack a does not suck. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and to share it with your friends. And until next time, I will see you guys online.